video walkthrough in a Heartland Pioneer. In the back, you're pre-wired for a backup camera. Now, it does not come with one. That's going to be a separate purchase, but it is pre-wired for one. It does use power from the marker lights up there, so the running lights on your tow vehicle need to be on for the camera to work. Cable inlet back here. If you go with something that provides cable, that's where you hook it up to. Back rack, lots of good storage for extra coolers and whatnot. All you do is pull these pins out right here. Pull this large pin out. Fold it down, don't forget to repin it. And then these do have usually like a 300-pound capacity. 200-pound capacity minus the weight of the spare tire. So around 15-20 pounds for the spare tire. So you're looking more around 185, 180 storage on the rack. City water connection, this is where you're going to hook your city water up to, like it is now. This is how you're going to run all your appliances off of city water. If you're going to use your fresh tank, you use your pump to run it from your fresh tank. You do have an outdoor shower out here as well with hot and cold. Shore cord. This is your shore cord. This will be with the unit when you get it. Moving along over here. Oh, I think it might be in the back. Oh, over here actually. You have your dump, both black and gray. Hold on. Alright, sorry for the interruption. I just want to make sure what handle it does what. The one on your left back here, that's your gray tank. The one on your right is black tank. Always make sure those are all the way closed before you take your cap off. I do black tank first. Let that get drained. Then gray tank, that'll flush out the hose. That way when I carry it to move it in your bumper, perfect spot for your hose. That's why these caps come off. It's not dripping in black tank water because you use your gray tank water to flush it out. Pass-through storage up here. Some backup cranks. One of those cranks is a manual backup that goes in right here for your stabilizers. The other one is for your manual backup for your slide out or your tongue jack. Lots of good information here. Your VIN, gross vehicle weight rating, tire pressure, 65 PSI. Go off of that, not what your tires say. Battery, it is a Group 24 RV marine grade battery. Brand new battery. You don't have to worry about buying a camper and then immediately having to get a battery put in it. In the winter, I recommend taking the battery completely out, storing it somewhere warmer, like a basement, garage, shed, anything warmer than just being sat outside all winter long. If it's going to be a while between trips, disconnect the negative lead off your battery. That's going to keep anything from using your battery. Dual 20-pound cylinders. They are filled. You don't have to worry about getting that done either. Automatic changeover regulator. So it's pointing to this tank. It's going to pull from this tank first. If this tank were to be on and this one were to get empty, there's a little diaphragm in here that will open up. Automatically switch to pulling off of this tank. However, this doesn't move. It won't move when it automatically switches, so you have no way of knowing that it has switched to tanks, besides coming out and checking. Some people put it in the middle like this, and it doesn't work that way. Trust me, if I see you come in with warranty work, and I see that like that, I will chuckle, I will laugh, I'll say that's wrong, and then I will put it to one side. It's one or the other. Because people put it in the middle thinking it's going to pull from both equally. It doesn't work. Breakaway, this will get hooked up to your truck. Pull that pin out of that breakaway, activate the brakes on the trailer, keep everyone safe. Chains right here, cross them when you have them hooked up. It'll create a little cradle that'll catch your truck. 7-way that gets hooked to the back of your truck. That's what allows you to do your brakes, the lights, turn signals, and whatnot in there. On or off here for a light, and then your track can extend power tongue jack. It is awesome having a power tongue jack. It beats hand cranking this thing every single day of the week. This is that other side of that storage with those two cranks I was talking about. Right here you have a stabilizer jack. In the interest of saving time, we'll just do the front ones. Notice how I said stabilizer, not levelers. These aren't for leveling your camper. The salesman might have told you. If they did, he is 100% wrong. These are power stabilizing jacks. They're not meant to pick up the weight of the trailer. So if you want your trailer to be level, you use your tongue jack to get it level front to back. And then as you're backing it in, if you're really picky about it being side to side level, you back it in under some blocks under your tires on the low side to get it level side to side. And then you just snug these down to the ground. That just gets all the shake and shimmy out of everything. There is a self-resetting breaker in here if it's tripped. you just wait a few seconds and let that reset. Now I may sound like I'm getting a little aggressive here, but these jacks do not bend by themselves. They are not bent now. They do not bend randomly. If you come in with bent jacks saying it's going to be warranty, it's not warranty, it's customer damage. These aren't, like I said, they will bend very easily if you try to pick up the weight of the trailer and that resetting breaker doesn't reset in time, or happens to malfunction for any reason. Now, if the breaker didn't work and you kept doing it, then yes, maybe it's warranted. But I've already told you, they're not meant to lift up the trailer. I can't reiterate that enough. I just want to make people know how to use their stuff right. And I don't want people to get confused on what is warranty and what things are called, because salesmen like to call it different things as compared to someone who works on them all day, every day, who knows a little bit more about it than the salesman does. Outdoor power, GFCI protected. All your GFCIs are on the same circuit. If one's going to trip, they're all going to trip. You go inside to reset it, and I'll show you where to reset it on the inside. Cable outlet out here, so that's neat. You have power and a cable outlet. If you got an extra TV and a table, you can watch TV outside all day long. You maybe not want to do it on a day like today, but any other day. Freshwater fill, this is where you fill your onboard fresh. So if you go somewhere that doesn't have water, didn't get a site with water in time, you can fill your onboard fresh tank and pull from your, use your pump to pull from your tank rather than city water. Right here, black tank flush. So when you're dumping your black tank, this is a real neat feature. Built into the black tank is a small little nozzle, and this is the flush for it. So you hook your hose up to it, turn it on as you're dumping your black tank. That nozzle's kind of like spray the walls of the tank off, keeps the sensors clean, keeps it from smelling. I recommend doing that every time you dump a black tank. And then you have drains right here. The two shorter ones are low points. That longer one is your drain for your fresh tank. Definitely recommend draining it after every trip. We're gonna kind of hurry up on the outside right here because it's getting really windy and I'm afraid I'm gonna get super wet. So bear with me. Water heater, the only thing you have to do is put your plug in it when you're ready. Start it in here. It's plastic, don't over tighten it. 15/16 is the socket size. I use a short socket with an extension, ratcheting wrench. It's the easiest way to do it. They make a special tool for it. Once you get that plug in, it's good to be filled from fresh water or from your city, or both. Once it's filled, you'll be able to kick it on. Definitely recommend draining it after every trip, just like your fresh tank. Before you pull your plug out to drain it, crack your pressure relief. Let all the water just squirt out. This only works if you shut off the source of water. If it's still plugged into city, just going to keep squirting out of here. So unhook all sources of water. Crack your pressure relief open like this. Water will squirt out. Once it stops, snap it closed. Then you can take this plug out. If you neglect to do that, relieve the pressure from here, it's going to come out here, and that's right at crotch level. You're going to get it wet. You're going to get it wet legs, wet stomach. This cat might go shooting across the campground. You might lose it, so relieve your pressure first. Then definitely recommend cleaning in here and in here. Then your fridge vent, just keep it clean in here. Same thing with your furnace, keep it clean. And then you got your back jacks over there, work the same as the front ones. So I'm going to talk about your awning. I am not going to open your awning due to the high gusts of wind we are getting right now. Apologize for that, but we're outside and I don't want to open your brand new awning and then have the wind catch it and ruin it for any reason. But this is your controls for your awning right here. Out and out. You can see, we'll go open this much. I'm going to try to zoom in. You can see right there, there's little pin detents right there. When the arm is all the way open, you can grab those pins, pinch them one on each side. With one hand, grab the arm with the other hand, slide it up or down. That's going to raise and lower a corner of your awning to pitch off water to one corner if it's raining. Or if you want to do both sides to have it pitch down, to have the sun out of your eyes, whatnot. If you start getting heavy wind, roll your dang awning in. You don't want the wind to rip it, take it away, bend an arm and whatnot. And if you roll it in wet, as soon as you get the chance to roll it back out, let it dry off. We're going to close more switches. One on the left, main lights. One on the right, awning lights, which also do the awning lights. And then two more switches down here. One on the left does so speaker lights right there. One on the right, LED lights over there. Slide out controls, in or out on your slide out. Awning controls. You're pre-wired for the Winegard Wi-Fi connecting. It's not on here, but it's pre-wired for it. Controls for your monitoring system, so you can monitor your battery, your fresh, your black, and your gray. Your battery is always going to read full when you're plugged in. Water pump to run your fresh tank, turn your pump on. Water heater on gas, water heater on electric. You can run gas and electric at the same time. If you are going to run electric, make sure there's water in your water heater. or you might burn out a heating element. If you run your water heater on electric without water in it, you get about, I would say, about 10 minutes before you toast that heating element. Let's turn these lights back on in here. Bedroom, light switch for your bedroom right here. That light you turn on and off at the fixture itself. So we're going to turn that off right now. Turn this one back on. Both sides of the bed you have an outlet. There's an outlet over here and an outlet over there. This one is just blank. That's access to wiring for the awning. These doors, when you travel, clip them like this so they're not sliding around. When you want to use them, just turn that and undo it. Your bed has storage underneath it, and I'm going to get to that when I figure out how to be smart. There we go. You just lift the bed up, this plywood right here, and there's storage underneath there. Emergency exit, super simple to use. Lift up here, push out, set it like a regular window, push it all the way out in case of an emergency. Grab this here, yank the screen off. Do have, let's see if I can see it in there. Alright. A radio right here, super simple to use. That's the power switch right here. Let's get a channel we can kind of hear. This allows you to change your channel right here. Let's go to one that does have some audio, 95. Volume right here. This changes your band, so AM, FM, this mutes it. But if you push and hold it, it turns zone 1 off. So zone 1 is your inside speakers, so now it's just the outdoor speakers that are on. And then you can do that the opposite way, and you can kind of see how that's useful. You cycle mode to go through your AV mode, aux in, that's your aux, and then Bluetooth music. You can Bluetooth your phone to this, listen to your own music. USB doesn't interface with here, just for charging your phone. There's 2 down here as well, for charging your phone. Spot for a TV in here, outlet, cable outlet. If you're going to use your antenna, turn that on. If you're hooked up to your cable, turn that off. Plenty of storage drawers down here. I'm actually looking for... Aha! This is your booklet. It has all of your manuals. Anything that has any part that was installed in here has a manual for it. So just look through it. You have these fridge hold opens right down in here. The fridge menu here. I'm gonna just kind of walk you through what's in here. So you won't be able to see me, but you should be able to hear me. Yeah, manual for every appliance. There's a main manual in here too. It's very broad. It'll cover most of Heartland's products. So just keep that in mind. There isn't a specific manual to this unit. That is in this drawer. If you want to look through it, you can see it right there. Jackknife couch turns into a bed. Lift up, pull out. Boom. Got storage underneath there as well. This does fold down. USB with lights in the cups. So you got USB chargers and lighted cups, which is nice. More storage up in here. Plenty of storage here. Microwave works like a standard household microwave. If you're not plugged in, it won't work. Got a light and a fan here. Folding cooktop. Super simple to use. All you do is turn this to light. You can see it there. Twist your sparker. Should light right up. The gas is off now, so it won't light right now. All 3 burners work the same. Your oven works a little differently. You turn that to pilot, push and hold. As you're pushing and holding this, you're gonna use a lighter, barbecue lighter. So, yep, use a barbecue lighter to light that pilot in there. Once the pilot is lit, you can then turn that to whatever temperature you want. You can see it there. If you're gonna cook again and you don't want to relight your pilot, if you turn it off, the pilot on, it leaves your pilot on but shuts the burners off. Definitely recommend turning that pilot off before you go to bed or whatnot. I did also fail to mention there is a storage up here too. There's plenty of storage for DVDs and whatnot up here. Fridge is super simple. You have 2 buttons, on or off, auto or gas. We'll push those buttons in a few seconds. On, off, auto, gas. I recommend just leaving on auto. Auto is going to default to 110, so if you're plugged in, that's what it wants to use. But if the campground would lose power, someone would accidentally unplug you, it's going to switch automatically to running off of propane. If your propane were to be on. If your propane's not on, it won't run on propane. And then you'll be good to go. Now this does work a little different than your fridge at home. On a normal temperature-wise day, it'll take about 8 to 10 hours to get to operating temperature. If it's a really, really hot day, it might take anywhere from 10 to 12 hours to get to operating temperature. So keep that in mind. If you have the ability to, plug it in the night before, let it get cold at home. Your dinette area turns into a bed. You just lift this table up, pop them legs out, rest the table on this little shelf right here. Reorganize your back cushions to create a platform. And a comfortable spot for one adult, maybe 2 children. Thermostat, super simple, so turn it on, it'll ask what fan mode you want, high, low, or auto. I recommend just auto. Auto is going to allow your AC to cycle on and off at your desired temperature. That'll keep it from freezing up from overrunning. Tap it again, you go to cool, tap it again, you go to furnace, tap it again, you go off. Last little bit of advice for these, if you accidentally hit up and down at these, it switches to Celsius. Don't freak out, hit it again, it goes right back to Fahrenheit. Right down here, your breaker box. This is all going to be your breakers for all your 120 volt appliances, all your fuses for your 12 volt. Definitely invest in a spare fuse kit. Mostly 15 amps. You do have 240s in there. That's just in case something were to fail. You have a fuse to replace it with, and then you won't be stuck without. Because one of them will be your slide out, one of them will be your water pump. You don't want to be stuck without it. Bunk area, light switch right here. Turns all the lights on. You have 3 bunks and 4 beds. I'll explain that in a minute. This turns into a bed. All you do is unhook. Oh, no, it's not even hooked. Just unfold up these table legs, rest the table down on these little shelves. It works just like the other one does. We organize these cushions. If you want to sit on here like it is now, I recommend lifting your bunk up and latching it like that. The latches on both hands. Traveling doesn't matter whether it's up or down, but if you're going to sit in here as like a dinette, probably more comfortable when this is up. But that's how this thing can have 4 beds in here with only 2 technically bunks. And then you have a TV out here, not TV, but hookup for TV, cable, coax, and you can run wires through here. If you have like a game console or DVD player, they can set back here for that. Turn the lights off here. Move into the bathroom, one of the most fun parts. Shower with a removable shower head for them hard to reach spots. Hot and cold, and all you gotta do to divert it to your shower is to lift this up and it turns it onto your shower. You do that when those are running. Resettable GFCI. This is the GFCI you hit reset on if anything were to trip. Toilet, super simple. As long as you're pushing this pedal, which is right over here, it's going to keep flushing. So you can see water is going to squirt out there when there's water hooked up. But the water's hooked up, but it's off, so it won't win. You saw that hose outside, it's hooked up, but it's just not on. Light switch for in here. Fan. That switch turns on off your fan. Just make sure you actually open your fan when you run it. I definitely recommend running it when you take your shower. It's going to keep the condensation and moisture in the air from building up on the walls. Alright, and then your lights above your slide out both turn on and off on the fixtures themselves. Alright, well, a few more things I'd like to cover with you folks. Got a smoke alarm right here. Smoke alarm uses your standard 9-volt battery, so if they start giving those low voltage chirps, you probably know what I'm talking about. Throw a new 9-volt in there. And then you do have two other safety appliances. Let's see if I can't find the other one. Where would they have put it? Sometimes they put these in really peculiar spots. Not over here. I just want to make sure you folks know where it is and what I'm talking about. So, see, they put them in different spots every time. So, but it's got to be in here. It's got to have one. Forgive me. Once I see it, I'm going to go, oh, that's where it is. Oh, that's where it is. This is a propane and carbon monoxide alarm. That's hardwired to the 12-volt system, so there's no batteries you have to worry about changing. And then the other safety equipment is your fire extinguisher. Alright, that concludes your virtual tour of your Heartland Pioneer QB300. Hope you guys enjoy using this trailer. Hope you found the video informative, and goodbye.